How to FUBAR, being a helicopter pilot so thoroughly, everyone goes WTF. There are certain professions that demand precision, discipline, and skill. Being a helicopter pilot is definitely one of them. But sometimes, despite the rigorous training and high stakes, things can go hilariously, terrifyingly, and mind-bogglingly wrong. In this article, we'll look at the top ways to FUBAR, fouled up beyond all recognition, the art of piloting a helicopter, leaving everyone on the ground and in the air saying, WTF? 1. Hover like you're in a nightclub. Helicopters require a steady hand, but why not take the term hovercraft a little too literally? Slamming the collective up and down as if you're DJing at Coachella will not only make the passengers lose their lunch, but also might send your rotors into an unplanned meeting with the nearest tree. Bonus points if you add a soundtrack of dubstep beats. 2. Land on the most inappropriate surface imaginable. Why aim for a boring helipad when you can attempt to touch down on something creative? Waterbeds, roller coasters, or, God forbid, a roof that clearly has "No landing zone" written in giant red letters. These are the stuff legends, and lawsuits, are made of. The bigger the audience, the better the WTF effect. 3. Forget the golden rule, gravity always wins. Helicopters don't exactly glide like planes when the engine cuts out. Skipping out on basic maintenance or trying to show off by shutting down mid-flight for dramatic effect can quickly turn into a nosedive that'll leave your ego, and likely your landing gear, in shambles. 4. Treat the rotor blades like a fidget spinner. Oh, the beauty of helicopter rotors slicing through the air. But let's face it, they're not indestructible. Maneuvering through a dense forest or under low-hanging power lines might seem like a good idea until you hear that sickening thwack of your blades playing tag with an obstacle. That sound? That's the universal "you just FUBAR'd" alarm. 5. Multitask like a smartphone in the 2000s. Want to check your texts while piloting? Maybe adjust your Spotify playlist mid-flight? Why not go full danger zone by grabbing a coffee or taking a selfie with your co-pilot while flying? Distracted flying is the perfect recipe for "how did this even happen" moments. 6. Ignore the weight limits, YOLO. Helicopters have weight limits for a reason. Deciding to pack in 3 extra people, a cooler full of beers, and your cousin's golden retriever is a bold choice. Watching the aircraft struggle to lift off is amusing, until it becomes terrifying when it doesn't. 7. Trust autopilot blindly. Technology is amazing, but treating the autopilot like your personal chauffeur can lead to disaster. Forgetting to monitor altitude, wind conditions, or navigation while you take a break could send you careening into the side of a mountain. As they say, trust but verify, especially when you're flying a few thousand feet in the air. 8. Fly like you're in a Hollywood action movie. Low-altitude swoops over crowded city streets? Check. Barrel rolls that make passengers scream? Double check. Attempting to use the skids to knock someone off a building like you're James Bond? The audience might love it, but the FAA, and your insurance company, will absolutely hate it. 9. Forget what ground effect is. Forgetting that helicopters perform differently near the ground can lead to the most awkward crashes imaginable. Overshoot the runway by a mile? Fine. Slam the tail rotor into a hangar because you misjudged the height? Classic FUBAR territory. 10. Blame the passengers for everything. Finally, when it all goes wrong, don't forget the ultimate move: deflect blame. Whether it's accusing someone of breathing too heavily or claiming their phone signals interfered with your instruments, throwing your passengers under the proverbial bus is the cherry on top of your piloting fail. Conclusion: how not to be that pilot. While this list highlights the most ridiculous ways to fail as a helicopter pilot, remember that real aviation disasters are no laughing matter. Being a skilled and responsible pilot takes years of practice, attention to detail, and respect for safety protocols. So, unless you want to be the star of an aviation meme, or worse, fly smart, stay safe, and leave the WTF moments to Hollywood.
Hey there, fantasy and science fiction fan lovers. If you can't get enough of mystical realms, futuristic worlds, and thrilling adventures, then you come to the right place. By subscribing to fantasy and science fiction at Story Nori, you gain access to an amazing collection of stories that will transport you to realms beyond your imagination. By hitting that subscribe button, you'll never miss out on the latest tales of wizards, time travels, space exploration, and so much more. Our channel is dedicated to bringing you the best in fantasy and science fiction storytelling, and we're always adding new and exciting content for you to enjoy. But that's not all. By subscribing, you'll be also becoming part of our incredible community of fellow fantasy and sci-fi enthusiasts. You'll be first to know about the latest content for the channel that you won't find anywhere else. So what are you waiting for? Join us on this epic journey into the unknown by subscribing to fantasy and science fiction at Story Nori today. Your next thrilling adventure awaits. Right, hit that subscribe button and let the storytelling begin. Thank you for being part of our amazing community. We can't wait to share even more incredible stories with you.